Donald Trump has declared war on the U.S. Constitution. But for all that, he had the White House Correspondence Dinner for the first time since the quote-unquote assassination attempt the last time they had their dinner. But the fact is, that night was a complete burn on Donald Trump. Multiple journalists won awards for stories and columns about Trump, or should I say, against Trump. In one such instance, Wolf Blitzer of CNN awarded journalists that wrote a story that released the Epstine files. And Donald Trump squirmed like a little boy.
Now the Katharine Graham Award for Courage and Accountability, named for the legendary Washington Post publisher, and it comes with a prize of $10,000. This year's award goes to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal's courageous reporting on President Trump's past relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, revealing reporter Khadija Safdar's home address. Her family had to be relocated. The Journal was kicked off of Air Force One, but the reporters continue to file revelatory stories. Please welcome the winners of the Katharine Graham Award from the Wall Street Journal. Khadija Safdar, Sadie Gurman, Annie Linsky, Josh Dawsey again, Alex Leary, Rebecca Ballhaus, and Ryan Barber. Their colleague, Joe Palazzolo, could not attend tonight.
And that would have been the highlight of the whole night. The worst thing that he's done, the worst thing that he's accused of being thrown right in his face by people he hates the most. Reporters. Let me remind you of what Trump said. This is a man who has said over and over again that the press is the enemy of the people, repeating exactly what Stalin once said. This is a man who has insulted reporters throughout the last 10 years since he's been in the political hemisphere. So of course he's going to go incredibly nuts over this. But Trump, in a way of retaliation or dementia or complete disregard for the United States Constitution, did this.
I want to save your ratings. I'm pleased to announce my intention to, and this is somewhat of a scoop, my intention to run for a fourth term as President of the United States. I will be doing that. I will be having an official, in fact, I think I have, I won 3 times. Now I'm going to do it again. Thank you. I'm going to do it.
He declares for the 2028 election to run again for president, knowing full well that a serving president cannot serve more than 2 terms in office. Knowing full well that this is completely against the Constitution, but considering the fact that the Republicans are praying and doing everything they possibly can, either by illegal means, to steal the midterms away from the Democrats. I wouldn't be surprised this happening. Donald Trump and the rest of the MAGA are praying that this happens. Not because only will Donald Trump stay out of prison, but because they love the fact that our country is being torn apart by a man who wears the red, white, and blue like it's a life preserver. But the simplest fact is that Trump, I've said this many times, and I know I've been wrong, but I don't think Trump is going to make it to 2028. Even if he passed the midterms, even if the Republicans win, they are going to get rid of him fast because he is not making the Republican Party look good. And if the Democrats, by some miracle of the Lord of Hosts, win both houses of Senate, I am not confident that another impeachment will happen, or at the very least succeed. Because quite honestly, the Republicans are going to do everything they can to protect Trump, even knowing how poisonous he really is. I'm not 100% sure that an impeachment will happen that will throw Donald Trump out of the White House, but I know that Donald Trump is too much of a coward to face the music. He'll either resign voluntarily, get on that billion-dollar jet from Qatar, and run for the nearest non-extraditional country, most likely in Russia or North Korea, or even Israel, considering how much money that we've dumped into the war in Iran on their behalf. But the question still stands. Why is Trump pushing this move now? Because he knows his presidency is faltering. He's doing everything he can for his idiotic base to at least continue it. But in all sincerity, it's all going to fail. Because Donald Trump, regardless of what's happening now in Congress and in the Senate, he doesn't have the numbers to try and overturn the Constitution. It's not going to happen. Even if the Republicans take the House and the Senate, they're going to have a hell of a fight on their hands, changing the Constitution and making Donald Trump a president for life. Emphasize, for life. And the Republicans are going to have to answer for that at some point or another. Why did you do this? Why did you go against the Constitution? And they are not going to have any good answers among them. Doing it for Trump is not going to be a good answer. I hope they know that. Because sooner or later, once this whole thing falls apart, the Republican Party will be dead. All by the hand of Donald Trump. CTP, know truth, God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share my videos.